Hey guys, so today we are answering a subscriber question, and the question in question was, Fredrik, as a software engineer, do I need to learn VR programming? So let's get into it. Well, this is going to be a really short video, and my answer is no, not at all. It is pretty much, it is about as niched a programming field as you can possibly imagine. It is, I mean, being like a email developer or a WordPress, specifically a WordPress developer or something like that, will have more relevancy than doing VR. Because at this point, VR, I mean, it's a novelty technology where we don't even, I mean, it hasn't seen the sort of adoption that some might have thought it would. I wasn't surprised. I'm actually not that surprised, because usually the way it goes is that whenever somebody's trying to sell some form of technology that is going to, in a very tangible way, give people a new experience. You may remember like when Nintendo made the Wii remotes and all this stuff, right? Where you had all of these joysticks that you could move around, and everybody was super excited because all the commercials showed this total immersion into the game experience. And then when you actually get the thing in your hand, you realize that there's a little flipper that just flips back and forth. That's the entire experience. And the same thing goes for VR, the same thing goes for AI, it goes for anything that has any type of association in our heads to something that we've seen in a sci-fi movie somewhere, right? It's just like human, like our perception of how something should work, or our desire for how something should work, the imagination of a human, if you will, is in these areas a little bit ahead of technology. I mean, in some cases, quite a lot ahead in technology, and that creates a little bit of a problem for people who are going to try to sell a product that is based on the same sort of thing, where the connection between the two is fairly strong, because people will feel as if it's it feels like a letdown if you think that, VR is going to be this amazing experience, or that these immersive controllers are going to be this amazing experience, and the reality is that they're not. They're just a novelty thing that we've created to try to kind of start taking the first steps into what the end goal should be. And the VR is going through exactly that thing right now, where it was this great big bang for a little short while, and then people realize that there's all kinds of other issues that come with VR, and the games are kind of catching up to be up to scratch with things. People have nausea and other problems with them and so forth. And honestly, the gaming industry is one of the few fields where I think that VR has any type of relevancy, and even in that scenario, I think that it's still a niche technology. I'm not saying that you shouldn't try it out if you don't want, if you want to try it out, but for job purposes, it's almost non-existent. It's pretty much irrelevant for most of us. But that doesn't mean that it isn't pretty cool. I think that there is a lot of potential to do quite a few cool things with VR. I just don't think that you will see some type of mass adoption, because, as I said, the distance between what people want VR to be and what it is today is quite hefty. So apart from some type of novelty products, it's not going to see mass adoption in the sense that, it's going to be part of everyday programming jobs to know VR. So what I want you to take away from this is that if you are, concerned that you need to learn VR in order to be a software engineer, you can forget about it. Like, it's pretty much pointless for you to learn VR. If you're genuinely interested in the technology, then you should have a look at it, because, hey, I try to encourage anyone who wants to try something out to just do it, because your happiness is more important than anything else, at least in my opinion. But for job purposes, it's pretty much pointless to learn VR, I'm sorry to say. We might come to a point in the future where the technology catches up to the point where it actually gives the sort of experience that people in their fantasy world or in sci-fi actually expect it to be, but we're not there today. Have a great day.